Hello YouTube, this is DVD Review Studios here, and today I shall be doing a brief unboxing video looking at the complete series of Dexter's Laboratory on DVD. This is a show that I've wanted to add to my collection for a little while. It's one of my favourite Cartoon Network shows from my childhood, and is a show that overall stands up pretty well for the most part. I say for the most part since the golden age of this show was anything that had Genndy Tartakovsky behind it, which is essentially the first two seasons and the TV movie Dexter's Laboratory Ego Trip, which is thankfully included on the set. Anything after that, which I believe was produced under showrunner Chris Savino, which was season 3 and season 4, which began, I believe, in 2001. The original show ran from 1996 through to 1998, concluding with the TV movie, which is when Genndy left the show to go ahead and start production on Samurai Jack. But with this show, since it seemed more profitable, since it was, I guess, kind of easier to produce going off of what Tartakovsky had already done and accomplished with the show, with reruns being so popular, etc., it just seemed like a good idea to reprise the series and generate a little bit more life from it, and therefore, obviously, a little bit more revenue. But sadly, seasons 3 and 4, they're just not very good, very watered down. The art style changes quite significantly, it's not as colourful or vibrant, and there's a lot of problems with the writing of the second half of this show, and something that, to be honest, I will probably just skip through, if nothing else, when it comes to watching this box set. But the first two seasons and the television movie, they are absolutely fantastic. Very creative science fiction, and certainly some very risque kind of moments throughout. It's definitely a show that does push the boundaries, which I do appreciate for a child's show, which can therefore be aimed at an older demographic. That's definitely something that I'm a big fan of when it comes to looking back on some of these estranged kind of cartoons from the 80s and 90s, in this instance anyway. So yeah, this show ran from 1996 through to really 2003 all the way through. And this box set is really the best way to get the whole show in one go. It's the most compact way to go about it, released by the folks over at Madman Entertainment, who I have been very impressed with when it comes to physical media releases. I was quite impressed by the Rick and Morty Blu-ray releases, but getting back to Dexter's Lab, this is a Region 4 DVD box set which was imported from Australia, and I believe this box set is surprisingly now out of print.
I am sorry, my mentor. I have failed you.
Which makes it obviously all the more difficult to get hold of. So if you are looking to grab the show, grab it while you can, since the DVD releases, aside from this, seem to be kind of few and far between. I think the US got a complete Season 1 release and nothing further other than a couple of volumes as part of the Cartoon Network Hall of Fame. And pretty much I believe that's more or less it. So definitely, as I mentioned, the better option perhaps to go for. The artwork for the box set is very reminiscent of the latter stages of the show, seasons 3 and 4. There's the spine. I do appreciate the artwork carrying over. Likewise on the back cover, of which if you wish to pause and read that over, you are of course welcome to do so. And then some similar artwork on the opposing side, just with Dee Dee there instead of Dexter. So let's open this box set up and check out the contents. And here is the DVD set outside of the shrink wrap. Overall, very impressed with how this collection has turned out. Certainly of a great quality, as I expected from the folks at Madman Entertainment. Very well put together release. The only gripe I have is that sadly mine did arrive with a little bit of damage to the top of the slipcover there, but thankfully nothing too drastic. And removing the shrink wrap did in fact reveal the whopping runtime on this box set. We're looking there 1,804 minutes plus some extras that are apparently included on here as well. And so, removing the slipcover, we have some more artwork from the season 3 and 4 sort of animation style with the whole family shown on there. There's the spine with the mother pictured on there this time around, and the back cover. I do appreciate how they've kind of broken down each individual season for what contents are included on each one. Obviously, season 2 they're having the most content out of all of them. And I love the artwork here as well, with both Dexter and his arch nemesis Mandark.
Yes, Dexter, I can read your thoughts, and I am smarter than you.
And opening up the DVD set, we have all the discs included on here, and I do really appreciate how this is laid out. Particularly with the episode guide included on the background, the disc artwork is fantastic, and everything is labeled, etc., as it should be. So really a lot of effort has gone into this compared to what we usually get for most sort of compact, kind of complete season releases of most shows. So definitely appreciate the extra bits of effort included on this set in particular. But for each season there, we've got disc 1 and 2 for season 1. Obviously, season 2 has the most amount of content, so this is a whopping 6 discs on this particular one. So disc 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, which I imagine the Ego Trip movie will be included on the last disc there. And that takes us on to season 3, and of course, season 4. For what you're getting in terms of value, certainly well worth the money in my honest opinion. The content is certainly there, and the layout / presentation, that's definitely a huge strength to this box set as well. For anything that's very ambitious with the amount of, I guess, discs included. The swing trays are very well organized and thankfully not the finicky kind of little pin ones that you get on most sort of cheapo DVD sets that snap very easily. This one is clearly made to last, which is a huge improvement. And then just popping out the first disc to give you an idea of what's included in terms of the episode guide. It breaks down each individual episode on each disc, but what I also appreciate is each segment is broken down on there as well, since you'll have a couple of different, I guess, shorts within an episode of Dexter's Lab. So the attention to detail, certainly much appreciated, and the amount of content, as I've mentioned, is, in my honest opinion, well worth the money, and clearly a lot of effort has gone into creating something that is ideal for the fans of the show. Here's a better look through the episode guide. If you wish to pause and have a look through, by all means, go ahead and do so. There was also some artwork of the dad hidden away behind the swing tray there on the inside. And there's up to Season 2, Ego Trip, where perhaps the show should have really ended. And then we have the Season 3 and Season 4 episodes included on there as well. So that's going to do it for my unboxing on the complete series of Dexter's Lab on DVD. Just looking through the episode guide, I was actually skimming through it to see whether or not a certain episode was included, and I knew for a fact this wouldn't be included anyway, but it was still worth looking. And that is Dexter's Rude Removal. Now, if you're not familiar with Rude Removal, I will be releasing a video about that particular episode on the channel at some point soon. But Rude Removal is the banned episode of the show that was banned due to it having explicit language featured throughout, which was kind of the joke, was kind of the gimmick of the episode.
What the fuck are we? Beats the crap out of me!
So understandably, that was never shown on Cartoon Network and was only really shown at random sort of Comic-Cons and broadcasting events relating specifically to Tartakovsky himself, who created the series. And I guess wrapping up on the show in itself, sadly, ratings did drop on seasons 3 and 4, which did result in the show's eventual cancellation in 2003. But overall, it's a great show. It's certainly something I'd recommend checking out. If you've never heard of Dexter's Lab and you like sort of quirky, bizarre cartoons, it's certainly a show I'd recommend having a look at. You can find a couple of episodes on YouTube. I think the whole movie of Ego Trip is actually on YouTube right now, so definitely give that a look in if you are interested. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave me a like down below. Let me know in the comments, are you a fan of Dexter's Lab? What is your favourite episode of the show? Be sure to drop your thoughts in the comments, and for more content, be sure to subscribe.
Are you threatening me?